But how did you get the name PA, Play Action?
Do you know what it is? I posted up, I think one day, I just kind of said, oh, what should I call myself?
I think I remember that actually. Yeah,
I posted up like a variety of different names,
Yeah.
and it was just a poll in it, and everyone was
Yeah.
picking it. And for say like there's 5 names, the 2 that didn't get picked obviously get thrown out.
Yeah.
Pick the next 3.
Look at that.
That's literally it. And then one guy just came and said, "Oh yeah, like Play Action." I wish I remember his name.
I was gonna say.
I don't.
Yeah.
But even I think it was earlier on this year, I bigged him up. I was like, "Nah, I appreciate you giving me that name," because I was just like, "Do you know what? Play Action comes."
So welcome to the show, PA. For those of you that don't know, give the people an introduction.
I'm PA, I guess. Call me PA, innit? Just a videographer, sports videographer. No longer just stuck to American football. I do boxing, basketball, bit of tennis.
So before that, before PA, Play Action, obviously you played for the Olympians, right?
Yeah.
And before that?
London Renegades.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't actually
That's
know
part of the Renegades.
So how did you get into the sport then?
Coach Steve, head coach of the Renegades, he came down to my college, and he was kind of like introducing the game to everybody. There was like a little after school thing, activity going on. He was just showing you the basics. From there, I thought, you know what, kind of like this. He shared these details about where they were training, the coaches involved and everything, and I just came down. It was at Burgess Park, but it's where when South Bank had a team. I don't know if you
South Bank even had a team?
Yeah, the university.
Oh, sorry,
Uni.
Yeah.
They had a team. It's where they used to coach. That's where they used to train. That's where we used to train as well.
So you went from then to...
So every time, like after any sort of training, we'd see the university teams playing. And that's where it really started.
Yeah. Okay. And at that point, what was you doing at that time? Was you already playing something else, or?
Like any probably average kid, I was playing football.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people,
really
it's the first kind of sport you like, or rugby.
That's kind of the first thing you see, really. Just football, rugby, or cricket, but mainly football.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised, because when you said someone came to your school, your college, I'm thinking
this was ages ago.
But even then, like that's even.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word impressive, but like the fact that someone actually came in, because we talk about promotion a lot about the sport. Like it doesn't really happen apart from like flag. So someone actually, Coach Steve came into
he still does it now, but even back then, that's what I'd call, let's say, his mission. Yeah. Kind of going around to different colleges. Yeah. Not even just colleges, but secondary schools, and introducing them into American football. Okay. So he's been doing it from
a while, yeah.
Way
so
back.
Your time with Renegades, what was that like?
Fun. Coach Wiley, I don't know if a lot of people know him, but he used to play for Birmingham Bulls back. I think it was Birmingham Bulls back in the days.
Yeah,
he was my main coach, my linebacker coach, and he's really where I got my love for American football.
Right.
Obviously, Coach Steve introducing me to it. Coach Wiley just giving me the energy and love that I need for it.
And how long was you there until you moved to the O's?
I was there for, I think, either 2-3 years. I don't remember exactly, but then I kind of stopped. Obviously, as a kid, like everything, you needed to kind of pay for everything. And not everyone's parents was into paying a certain amount. It's like, why are you paying to play kind of thing?
Especially if they don't think it's going to go nowhere.
Exactly.
Like, you're wasting your time.
These times you got football clubs that you can just join like that for free with no issues.
Yeah.
So kind of stopped playing it for a while.
Are we talking years or?
Probably a year and a half, and then I joined the Warriors junior team.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but nobody actually knows.
What, Cobras? Are you talking about
No, Warriors junior team.
You actually joined Warriors junior team?
Yeah.
Oh, right, I didn't know that.
I was there for like not long. I was probably there for at least just under a year. Okay. And I kind of then.
Why? What happened there? Did you know?
Isn't it?
Okay, right. But this is the thing. I don't think a lot of people, for one, people don't know genuinely about the sport here anyway. But two, obviously, it's not free.
It's not.
And when they hit you with fees, you're thinking, where am I supposed to get that money from?
Like, especially as an African child, like your parents thinking, well,
why are you spending money?
Why are you paying for this?
Yeah.
This much amount as well? Like really?
To get
it's not necessary. Yeah. Go do something else. So that's really what it was.
So what happened after that? Did you then?
Then I just kind of stopped playing, innit?
So you've had gaps in between. Yeah. But you seems like you've always found yourself coming back.
Exactly.
But why is that? What is it that's been bringing you back? Because you could have easily just stopped by the sounds of it.
I guess before I actually went, I think when I was with the Renegades, what it was is one day we went up to an Olympian training. This was when they were training at Catford at I forgot there was a field in Catford. I don't remember exactly what it was. What's it called? But I remember one time I went there and there was like, to me as a kid, it looked like there were at least 100 players there. To me, like big guys training. It looked to me it looked serious.
Yeah.
From then it was like, rah. This is where I want to be.
Yeah,
this
you
is
can
where I
actually
want to
do
be.
it to this level.
Exactly.
It looks organised.
Exactly. It looked proper organised.
Right.
Everyone was training when they were warming up. It was done properly.
Yeah.
And that image, it just replays in my head every single time. So that's why I keep finding myself back onto a team.
Yeah. So
really
O's was next.
O's was next. I was how long was I with O's for? I think I was with O's for like maybe 2-3 years.
Because when I was at Kent, I know we played you guys way too many times.
Too many.
And I remember 26. No, did you not wear 26?
Me, yeah. I wore 24 at first,
and then you changed,
and then I changed to 26.
I remember you wearing that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wore 24.
So let's talk about the O's then. What was it like playing for the O's?
The O's was fun. It was fun, innit? It was fun, innit? It was fun. It was fun. But that fun kind of goes when you don't have majority of the team there with you during training.
Right.
So it's like, come on, man. I don't want to come and I got probably like 3 DBs.
Yeah.
Probably all corners as well. Me as a safety, like I want everyone here.
Yeah. So this is the point. A lot of people, say the same kind of thing about when they go to train them. You can't really train because you don't, or you can't train what you need to train. Especially, is this like in season as well when everything like, or is this like off season, or is this pre-season? Or is this a continuous theme throughout?
Yeah, it was more from my understanding. It was a continuous thing. Yeah, that's how it felt. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, if that's how it felt, you were in the fire, so I guess you would have seen it firsthand.
So it's a thing of, obviously, I loved the game. Well, I still do actually. Yeah. But that kind of dampened my love for it. I was like, come on, I don't really want to be dragging myself down here, and there's not everybody's here. Yeah. And obviously, I understand that everyone's got a life. Everyone's they got their own job, they got families, but don't kind of commit yourself to something you're not going to be able to commit to. Yeah. It's like, don't do it. If you pay the fees, don't pay it, and you're not going to be down here every Thursday or Sunday. There's no point.
I guess you let the rest of the team down.
Exactly.
Everything you're trying to achieve. And then come game day,
everyone's there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everyone's there during game day, and you're like, bro, where was your face? Yeah. Where were you at?
It's an all too common discussion when it comes to like buffer teams and the state of it. I don't know, maybe it's slightly different now. Actually, maybe not, but it's the same sort of thing. Guys don't come to practice. Come game day, everyone's ready to rock. Like, where was you at?
Exactly.
Why am I not getting started? Well, you weren't here. You weren't training.
Exactly.
It sounds like there's a lot more to be said. About your time with the O's, but like, I
remember being that. You remember that year when you used to be a boxer?
Oh, you're done boxing as well. I forgot about
this
that.
Guy, I got a funny story about this guy. After the Bristol game, you know that Bristol game.
Wait,
it was stress.
Is this the game where the commotion happened at the end? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the game where this
rewind.
Guy decided to fight one of the biggest guys. Let's try and fight.
Let's explain
one of the biggest guys.
So this game was a couple years ago now. Yeah. Pre-COVID
2 years ago.
Pre-COVID times, and this is the O's away at Bristol or home.
No, home
to Bristol Aztecs, right? Yeah. Who I think we've said it before, a very underrated team. Very. I mean, they might look small and they might look like fragile or whatever, but they are a very good team. They got very good coaches. They know what they're doing, and mechanically and just technically, they're good at what they do.
Yeah. Because a lot of them are coming from the academy.
Yeah. Well, exactly that would be Filton.
Yeah.
So. Run us through that game. How from the start through to like where things got ugly?
Boy, you know what? I don't even remember it like that. I remember us losing, obviously.
Well, that's the thing. You guys were down, right?
Pardon?
You guys were down, and you were losing.
Yeah, I think.
Did you get any points on the board at all?
We did. It was petty points though. I remember that it was petty points. It was like, what's going on here? And then I think what happened at the end is, I think it was just a thing of obviously with a team like O's, there's a lot of emotions going around, isn't it? A lot of different emotions happening. People are
which isn't bad. It's just how you use that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think obviously to me, I'm realistic.
Yeah.
if we play a team and we lose, I'm gonna tell you why we lost.
Yeah,
it's not. You can't expect to. In my head, I'm thinking you can't expect for half the team to be at training and you win a game on Sunday. It doesn't work like that. It's not half the time when you're on. Half the team ain't gonna be knowing what they're doing. When the coach is doing whatever, saying this coverage, play that. Half the team's gonna be like, what am I kind of doing?
Yeah, and
that's kind of what I brought up, and it was a thing of, why are you angry? Like, what did you expect?
So what was your response to that? You're putting your feelings out there. You've just lost. Is it? And when you've told the team this is what we've lost,
it wasn't just the team. Obviously, so like I said, there was a lot of emotions going on.
Was the game quite chippy? Was it building throughout the game? Would you say all these little things happening, or was it just a case of we're not performing to the level we should be? Why is this happening? And then obviously
we were getting punished for it, innit?
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you're gonna get punished. You're gonna see it on game day. You're gonna get punished for it, and you shouldn't be there confused, sitting on the sideline like, oh, why are we losing? Why are we losing? The reason why we're losing is because we're not training to win. How can you win a game if you're not training to win it?
So when you're telling people this and you're speaking to guys at the end of the game, what's the feedback like? Is the feedback the response you were expecting, or was it the emotional response? Obviously, you don't want to name names and whatever, but like, if you want, feel free.
Nah, there's no need for that. There's no need. Everything's been it's been sorted out, man.
Yeah.
But it's a thing of, okay, it was Bristol. Yeah, we shouldn't have lost against Bristol, but they were more prepared than us, and it showed.
Yeah.
So why not?
Well, yeah.
Why not?
What else do you expect to happen? Does it feel like, because I know I've been in games with certain teams and you feel like you've won before you've even stepped on the pitch. So your mind isn't even there. Your mind is already thinking, we're going to walk in, we're going to get the W, and we're going to leave.
Exactly.
And then the reverse happens.
And everyone's just wilding out like, oh my God, how did this happen against a team? Like, nah, it shouldn't be that.
So like V was saying, what?
I think one thing about Joe was, I'm allowed to say a government name.
Yeah, that's fine.
Forgive me. Yeah.
Bit too late now. Go ahead.
But yeah, I think Joe was a breath of fresh air. I think he came. Well, I remember playing, and Joe was always smiling. I was like, Joe, why are you smiling? Coach is making us run, and you're smiling. But no, I think that game was just an eruption of many things. I think the Wednesday before the training session was really bad. Barely anybody turned up, and that kind of summed up the season we had at the Olympians, where there wasn't any consistency at practice. We couldn't really replicate games because we didn't have good practices. Sundays, you're lucky to get maybe 3 people on the O-line. 2 or 3 defensive linemen. You can't really get anything going with it, and that was. And I think you got coaches, I don't want to name names, but kind of running the club when that shouldn't be the case, and doing everything, being a kit man, and doing everything and putting everything on one person's head. And eventually that all boiled over. And you saw throughout that season, you saw players fight with coaches, players fight with players in a game. And I'm coming from the Exiles where that is not even the case. It never happens.
Well, it did once.
Okay, it did, yeah. But it's very rare. I mean, when it became a normal thing, even me, like, the Olympians changed me.
Yeah.
I became even more aggressive. like trying to fight with myself in the mirror. That's how bad this situation got, where I started to get more angry, and I don't know, maybe that's the culture at the Olympians. There's a lot of things, and no disrespect to the Olympians and what they built in the history, but I think the level of disorganization at that time was sad.
Yeah,
in comparison to what we know of the Olympians.
Right.
Exactly.
My experience was a very disorganized experience, and I think a lot of players went into games with that frustration, and in essence, if we didn't get the result we wanted, it ended up in a fight or it ended up in arguments. It ended up in players not turning up to the Wednesday session or the Sunday session, and that just trickled down.
See, because you got to think, as a junior, like I said, my first experience with Olympians was they were on top. They looked organized. They looked like a serious team. Till when I came and it was like, oh shit, what's all this? Like, what's going on? Where the 100 players that I thought I saw? Where's the So I already came with an expectation, and because that wasn't met, it was like, come on, man.
That's interesting that you say that, because if you speak to a lot of people who found themselves playing for a Bath team with like maybe no experience, for example, there isn't much of an expectation. Whereas you had seen you'd seen a real life setup. You'd seen guys that are training like something you'd expect from maybe a football team or some other sport. You've seen it in American football, so you're thinking, okay, well, this is where I need to be. And like you're saying, the history of the O's is there. Everybody can see.
Forgotten.
It's not forgotten at all. Like none of it is forgotten. It's, all the teams that have had their glory years, O's being one of the top ones. So I guess when you then join a team and you're thinking, this isn't what I signed up for, sort of thing. But I mean, I saw, because that game was streamed. Just to come back to the Bristol game, that game was streamed. I think it was either onside or cheers, mate. I'm not sure which one it was. And the stream stopped at a certain point. And I was just like, what's like? And obviously, I'm in the group with the guys, and I'm hearing this has happened, that has happened, and I'm trying to think of Bristol. I mean, certain teams you can say in the league are dirty teams. That's just how it is. Some teams are dirty. They like to play like that. And I didn't really have Bristol up there as one of them teams, so I was just kind of confused as to like what happened, because the stream just stopped. So I was like, what's going on? I heard there was like a mass brawl. Did the game actually finish, or did they have to cancel the rest of the game?
No, the game.
Oh, the game did finish.
It did finish, yeah.
Okay, but what? I mean, without having to go into too much detail, unless you want to, what actually happened?
Mike Tyson.
Wait, what do you mean?
What actually happened? Because
was it a game that you?
It was a brawl. I don't know about what happened with you personally, but there was a brawl, was there not? At the end of the game.
No, there wasn't a brawl.
Maybe that was a home.
There was some shouting, but that's about it.
Yeah, cool.
That was about it. And big guys are just shouting. It seems serious. It just seems like something's happening, but it was just some screaming and shouting. That's it.
Yeah. Is this not the Bristol game? Yeah,
yeah, that's the
Bristol game. Yeah.
There wasn't a brawl.
Because I didn't see it. You were there. So.
There wasn't a brawl.
Okay.
There was some screaming and shouting.
Because I remember what are they called? The streaming guys, they literally deaded the stream, and I was watching it thinking, this is not right. Like, what's happening?
No, there was I said, innit, there was emotions flying around, innit?
It happens in the sport.
People are angry, people are shouting. That was really it.
Yeah.
Like, nothing serious.
So take us through a journey. Like, obviously, PA, we're going to come to that.
Yeah.
Post Olympians, at what point did you decide to get into the camera work and leave? I say leave football behind. You've not left football behind, but the transition. What led to that change?
From football to video?
Yeah, to like being behind the camera, wanting to actually capture everything you're seeing, as opposed to being a player.
It's probably COVID, isn't it?
Okay.
I was given the time to actually do it. It was more of a thing of obviously you watch highlights. We all see highlights of our favorite players or whatever players, and we're all hyped by it, like yeah kind of thing. So it was a thing of I just made my own. Obviously, finally our games were getting streamed, so I was able to make a kind of like a reel of my games in it, and from there, everybody liked that. So I was like, alright, cool.
You could see that this could be a thing.
It can be a thing because no one's doing it. So why not dip my hand in it?
Yeah.
So it started off with just editing, just normal highlights. Then I thought, you know what? Let me just. I bumped into an IG page called Baller Tribe.
Okay.
Now, they basically they record some games. It's just basically hype tapes, isn't it?
Right.
That's really all I can call it, hype videos. But they were working with obviously more serious players who are in the league.
Yeah.
Some young, but it was mainly serious players, and it was just recording their workouts and just hyping it up. Obviously. And from there, I was like, ooh. Yeah. I could kind of do this down here, innit?
So would you say, because we've had this discussion in the previous episode, because COVID is giving people time, right? Time that you don't have to go to training on Sunday, you don't have to do midweek, you ain't got to do classrooms, watch film and huddle, all of that. Your mind is almost removed from American football because we had nothing for 1.5, 2 years. If not for COVID, would you have done PA? Or would you have gone down that route, do you think? You wouldn't have?
Probably not. Because I was training with the Blitz just before, innit?
Yeah.
So I was training with the Blitz. I liked it there. So it was a thing of even though lockdown, we were in lockdown, there was still sessions going on in terms of online sessions. We were still going through plays. Yeah. And me and maybe some of the guys made me train in the park and whatnot, but it got to a point where it was like, this is tiring, man. Yeah. This is tiring. First lockdown, alright, cool. Second lockdown, come on, man. Third lockdown was like, forget it, man. I ain't even trying to like training for nothing. That was me, innit? Obviously, some people can do it. I couldn't. I couldn't. I had to do something else. I couldn't just be there training on my own, because I tried to call out a couple guys, obviously, but I tried doing it by myself. It just got boring. I was like, do you know?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I think, and I said it before. Like, I don't think people should be. Not that you are, but I don't think people should feel a type of way that they weren't all in on American football in a time where we were going through, and probably still are, a pandemic and other things come into play. Like, especially if there's a hobby you wanted to try that you've always wanted to try, and you've never had time to do it, and all of a sudden, like you're saying, you were seeing these pages, thinking you could do this and do that, and you've actually been able to try it, and now obviously you're doing play action.
So if it wasn't, I'll probably still be playing for Blitz now.
You think?
If it wasn't, yeah. I love it there, man.
So are you saying that you're not playing ball again? Are you fully retired?
Do you know what? Even this morning I was thinking about it, but we'll see how I feel.
Yeah.
It might be a thing of, because I'm more about the kids, man. That's really, I'm trying to give them something.
Okay.
Because a lot of 17-year-olds come up to me, oh yeah, there's no recording our games. We can't send out our tape.
They're not wrong.
So it's like, maybe I might give them a chance for something rather than just kind of focusing on people my age or over the age of 19, 20.
Yeah.
You must have lots of people in your DMs, boy.
Because
your stuff is dope.
Appreciate it, man. But it gets like it gets like that. But then obviously, there's only so much I can do in it
as one person as well.
Exactly.
Like a certain aspect of what you do, we can understand. Like, I guess you'd have to travel to places to, or I mean, obviously you use New River, I think, now and again. But if there's certain people you want to capture, or people that want to capture you, it requires the kit for one, which is an investment on its own. There's a travel aspect, and I feel like sometimes people don't understand that side of things.
I can't. I think one kid even hit me up the other day. He had a good story, but he was based all the way in, I think it was Birmingham.
Yeah.
But to me, right now, traveling to Birmingham is like, come on, man, I can't. It's too long, man.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like we're fully, and you probably know this too. Like some sacrifices in it. Like especially if, and there's no shame in saying if there's a particular athlete you want to follow who you know has got a great chance and you can get some great film, but you have to weigh it up. Like there's one man with all this stuff doing it yourself. But how did you get the name PA, Play Action? How did?
Do you know what it is? I posted up. I think one day I just kind of said, "Oh, what should I call myself?"
I think I remember that actually. Yeah,
I posted up like a variety of different names, and it was just a poll in it, and everyone was picking it. And from say like there's 5 names, the 2 that didn't get picked obviously get thrown out. Yeah, pick the next 3. That's literally it. And then one guy just came and said, "Oh yeah, like, Play Action." I wish I remember his name.
I was gonna say,
I don't.
Yeah.
But even I think it was earlier on this year, I bigged him up. I was like, "Nah, I appreciate you giving me that name," because I was just like, do you know what? Play Action coverage, like,
well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Like,
it makes sense.
Play Action coverage,
exactly.
So
I was like, do you know what?
Yeah. Okay.
I might as well just call myself that.
And do you? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You got the spotlight thing going on at the moment. Like series, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So what's like the vision for that? What was your whole reasoning for doing that, and just what's the kind of the story behind that show?
Do you know what it was? I kind of got the idea from there's a show that does something similar, but I actually forgot the name. But they do it for everyone actually. They do it for young kids, they do it for adults. It's just kind of literally that spotlighting that player, like who has the potential to make it somewhere. So right now I've got something going on with
double check if you're allowed to say that name.
That's what I was kind of. We're gonna scare it. But
you got something going on
Joel
with someone.
Is so media trained.
This guy
is the NFL.
I'll plead the fifth.
Media trained.
I ain't even got to the academy.
Be yourself, man.
No. I just got like. So I done one with who was my first one with? I was
gonna say, do you remember who your it could be Spotlight, but the first people that you come across, the first people that you filmed. Do you remember who they were?
The first people that I filmed?
Yeah, like...
it was mainly during COVID because it was me... oh my God, I'm not good with names. I'm not good with names. You got one episode with Chad. I had Chad, I had Jay.
Jay's on
I had Samuel from the academy. I had... who else do I have? Vanderson from the Renegades. So like I said, yeah. So he was destined to go to the States and do something up there. So that's really it. It's just people who are either underrated or people know about them. And this is who I'm trying to spotlight. Like, hear their story. 100%. They're going out.
Give them a chance.
Exactly. Keep your eye. It's more of a keep your eye on this person because like something's going to happen with them soon.
Is there anyone, apart from people who have already, you could say, like, made it, is there anyone that you could tell us to look out for right now that you're...
Right now? that nobody knows about.
Some exposure.
Oh my God.
It probably come to you later. You think about that. But yeah, you mentioned about obviously you're trying to push the youth.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Now that you're obviously not playing right now. We've had COVID, so we're not able to play. Been able to play anyway. You've been doing a lot of filming, going up and down the country. I imagine filming different people, predominantly younger generation. I'm guessing. So now that you're almost on the outside looking in, what are your, when you're speaking to these kids, what are your feelings? What are they saying to you in terms of where they're looking to go? Is the vibe Baffa, or is the vibe I want to get this footage, I want to do this so I can go here or Europe or the academy? I'm just basically trying to gauge, because these younger generation are the future of the sport, right? So now that you're out here filming these guys, what's the vibe like? Is there a lot of talk about, I'm trying to join this team here in the UK, or I'm trying to leave, I'm trying to go to Europe and trying to make the academy? Like, what is the vibe?
From 16 below, 15 below, it's mainly the academy, innit?
As in NFL academy?
Yeah.
As in that's where people are aspiring to get to? Okay.
Even if like the other day there was a kid, I was like, bro, like sign up for the academy. Because
you seem like you got the tools.
There's obviously there's pride as well, but that a lot of stuff come with that.
Right.
But it's more of you're in London, do you know what? Yeah. You might as well just try it for the academy and see what they say. Okay. You got potential. Yeah. If not the academy and they're a lot older, go college, innit? Yeah. Go college, get what you need to get. Even if you have to go high school, get your tape. Go college. Then if you can go to if you can make it to the big leagues. Yeah. NFL. If not that, then CFL.
So I'm just wondering, like, again, they are the future, and if they're not the ones that are wanting to play for the teams, or the local teams here, then what does that really say about the future of the sport? Cause it's a young man's game, man. It's like all the people that are playing now, like I'm pushing 30.
It's kind of like as a kid, innit? When you grow up playing football, you're like, I want to make it to the Premier League. I want to make it to
the difference is that's here in the UK.
But obviously, other countries have their own big league, where they're getting paid, they're getting signed to the younger kids. At the moment, it's the NFL. If not the NFL, then the CFL. If not CFL, then GFL. Yeah. That's really it. Yeah. And I've always told them, like, don't feel no way. If you can't make it to any of these, go to the GFL. Like, there's still stuff going on there, you know. Yeah. Like, don't feel away.
Yeah, I think the theme is just. I think I kind of knew the answer. I just wanted to hear it. From you, obviously you're out there. You're speaking to these guys. Like, it doesn't sound like anyone's really trying to come up with the teams in the UK. Like, it doesn't seem like that's the vibe.
It's not even.
Not to say that some.
I think it's probably because they don't really. I don't know. Maybe if they start paying kids, then maybe they'll see something. Yeah. Or if it's really out there. But at the moment, it's just kids. Their dream is to go to the NFL, and they see all the big players, Jalen Ramsey. Yeah. They see the Odell Beckhams. They see all these guys, and they're like, "Oh, do you know what? I want to make it to the big leagues like them." Yeah. So that's really what it is. Yeah. If Baffa maybe had an idol like that, maybe.
Well, this is. I mean, I think I guess where I'm going to is like in terms of we speak about it all the time, promotion of the game. And although it is better now than what it has been, because it kind of didn't exist. A lot of the younger generation, I think, it's kind of flag that we're trying to get people into to start off with. I think you've done a lot of flag as well.
Well, I've done a few things.
Just do that, Cam. Keep going.
I've done a few things. I know they have a little. It's probably ended now, but they had a tournament going on with mainly 4 teams: Cambridge, Blitz, Renegades, and Exiles. And from there, even when I attended the Exiles tournament, the kids, I'm talking like 9, 10.
I saw this, yeah.
Oh God, like I was excited for them. Yeah, the potential is crazy. Man.
But this is the thing. This is crazy. I keep coming back to the same thing, but I feel like it gets to a point where they develop. They go from flag to. Is it under 16 when you first play kitted? I think. I'm not
sure.
Under 16.
You get to under 19, but I feel like it gets to a point, and then they go, okay, I've done it here. I'm now going abroad, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. That's like technically that's where you need to go, next level. But it just says a lot for the future of the sport here, because if you look at football or rugby in this country as an example, you're going through the ranks and you're going to ideally wanting to go to the top. But where we don't have that here, and I guess Baffa are trying to, I don't know.
Obviously, they're
trying to get there. It just seems like, and it would be the natural step for anyone who's wanting to take their game to the next level. Yeah. It's not going to be here.
One coach said to me, I'm not going to say his name, but he said here American football is more of a development league, isn't it? You develop to make it to the next stage, because the same coaching you're getting in the States is not the same coaching you're going to be getting here. Yeah. And obviously there's no problem with that, but you got to think the experience. Where have those coaches been that these coaches haven't?
Yeah. That's right.
So some of them have already been to the big leagues. They've played. Now it's time for them to kind of pass on their knowledge. Yeah. Now you can only do so much here. Like, you've won a couple rings. Maybe you've been GFL. Maybe some of them have done Brit Ball, but it's kind of limited. They're not really around like that. Yeah. But then, do you know what? Uniball isn't too bad here as well, to be honest.
I agree.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
I agree.
It's getting. There's a few teams that I got my eye on right now. Like,
is one of them Nottingham?
Yeah. They are. I don't
stacked,
know.
Right?
I think they released something the other day with the players that they have. It looked crazy, man.
Really?
I was like,
yeah, Uniball. I feel like because obviously you can attract those that are coming to do it, like masters and degrees and whatever. You can attract those better players if you like, or even players from overseas, and before you know it, you can have a team, I guess, like Nottingham, who are stacked. We've heard a lot about that. We spoke about that the other day, actually.
Yeah. They're Nottingham, boy.
Okay.
So, like, as a creative, like, people don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. You know, obviously me and G can relate, and us and the team can relate. How hard it can be, you know, and the process that goes into get it, because people just see the finished product.
Yeah,
they don't really see like the process in terms of creating content and trying to raise awareness about a sport and going to the venues and the sacrifices you make. Like, talk to us about like your processes, or like your routines, or your habits, in terms of making content.
Obviously, firstly, I need to find someone in it. Someone, I don't want to say someone that's good enough, but somebody who I know will help both me and themselves. Yeah. So
you turn people down?
That's a good question. That's a sick question.
Do you know what? Have I turned someone down?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Before you answer,
but you know, like, they're kids, innit? They kind of they get hurt by it. Like, I don't,
because it's also your time as well.
Exactly,
though,
exactly.
If you know you can go down the road and there's another. And it's no shade on the particular kid that you may have turned down. It's just you have to use your time efficiently.
I don't think I have. Majority of the kids that I've
reached out to you,
they got something.
Yeah.
Majority of them, anyway. Yeah. If there are some kids maybe I've aired by accident, then I apologize about that. But it's obviously DMs in it. Sometimes they get lost in the D. Like, if I might have somebody at the top messaging me, then 5 other people, then it's all getting pushed down. Then it's like, oh, I've missed him.
Yeah.
Then maybe that's happened, but not that I'm aware of. But I haven't really said to a kid, I'm not gonna record you. Yeah. Because a lot of them got talent in it. Yeah. So that's really what I'm trying to get. So I get their talent, edit it how I feel makes sense. Yeah. And then kind of put it out there. Yeah. They can post it on their Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever platforms they have. Yeah. And that's really it.
That's what it's about right now. That footage is vital.
Very.
Especially for these kids that are trying to get somewhere. We know it doesn't, apart from the streamers, cheers mate on side, they were doing a good job.
Yeah, they're still giving something.
It's different. These guys that need their individual film, they need film to be able to get to that next level. And if you don't have that, you almost kind of don't have a chance, really.
Basically, because there's nothing like, you're hitting up a coach with no video. It's like, how am I going to trust that you're going to make the impact that you say you're going to make?
Yeah. Can you imagine how many these coaches that these people are trying to grab hold of, how many messages they're receiving day after day after
thousands.
Day? Yeah, it's literally that. So you have to stand out, and having tape is one of the most basic things.
And you got to remember, as English kids, British kids, UK kids from the UK, they're already looking at you like, okay,
what do you know?
Like, and then you're sending me a tape when there's only like 7 or 9 of you on the field. Like, obviously, good tape is better than no tape.
Of course.
Yeah,
but obviously it's kind of frowned upon. It's like, I don't really, I want to see you play in full contact, 11 players on a field, and it's more of a thing of, because they don't know the players here. It's like, I don't know what kind of competition you're going up against.
True.
The person in front of you I don't know, he might be the third, second, fourth string. I don't know if he's the best player in that position.
That's true.
That you're going up against, especially as a receiver.
That's true.
So it's
tough, man.
Building that trust and obviously getting that footage as well.
Yeah. So your process, you were saying about
process.
Your process.
It's just obviously get a location. Even getting a location is kind of, it's depending, innit? Everyone used to do New River.
Yeah.
However you got there is your own.
Yeah. How you get in as well.
Exactly. That's something. How you get in, like, it's your own, innit? But it was really just coming down. Obviously, getting a few. Obviously, there are a few drills that kind of people like seeing in it. So I already have it in my head like, oh, why didn't you do this drill?
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that drill? I get small mimics from like the Odell videos. A lot of kids,
course,
they've seen the Odell videos, the catches, the everything, the skills. So I kind of mimic that depending on position, but it's mainly skill players. And then obviously I'll take it home. I'll probably have like maybe 100 to 200 clips that I would have to kind of scroll through, see which one's good, and then that's really it. And then edit from that. So, and then that's really it.
On average, how long does it take you to edit?
Obviously I've gotten quicker, so it'll probably take me. Before it used to take me maybe a couple of days, but obviously just like anything that you
days?
Before.
Oh.
But obviously, just like anything you learn, when you keep doing it, you become better at it. So now it'll probably take me maybe a day and a half.
I guess it depends. Yeah, I was gonna say
if I'm not busy.
It depends on how what's the term? How you want it to look as well. How you want it to come across. Not that you want some to come across less than others, but like if this kid has a particular or he's got offers already or something, you're gonna put an extra spin on it. You're gonna make it look slightly more like bold, fancy. Or fancy. Yeah, you know what I mean? You put all the transitions in and all the colours and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly.
But all right, so that's, I guess, what are some of the highs of doing this and some of the lows? Because people see the end product, like we said, they don't see behind the curtain. And the same goes to with doing a podcast, like everything. Like you see the finished bit, apart from what we decide to show you. We know not all of it is like enjoyable all the time. So like, what would you say are some of the highs and some of the lows?
Some of the highs is probably obviously getting to work with these kids that I know that have potential. The lows, I ain't getting paid out here. Majority of the time, I ain't getting paid out here. There's no funds. There's no funds behind this. I'm funding myself. There's nobody behind me saying, "Yeah, you go to this kid, you go to that kid, and we'll pay you this much." Now I pay for all the equipment. I pay for the travel. Obviously, I'm driving. I'm putting petrol in my own tank. Majority of the time. Obviously now getting there slowly. It's a process, isn't it?
It is a process.
So until I get noticed by whoever, then it's kind of a process and just kind of slithering my way through.
Yeah.
But it's mainly just those two. At the end, I love doing it, innit? Like I said, I do it for the kids. Yeah. But I'm not doing it for myself.
Yeah.
Because I know, they're going to get this video, showing it to their friends, putting it on their profile. It's like, all right, cool. And I'm building my profile at the same time by doing it. But mainly it's just those two, man.
Yeah.
It's just those two.
I can relate, for sure, no doubt. But what about, let's take it to another angle now. So, the NFL Academy. Some people know or don't know, like obviously you work with the Academy, right?
Something like that.
So tell us, like, what? Do you produce for like the Academy? Like, how do
I help them out with some videos.
Yeah. And what has that experience been like for you? Because now you're obviously filming, let's say, for use for a better term, like the higher caliber of skill, higher caliber of work. But you get to go to the New Rivers, their training facility, right? And you got the gym in Southgate. I've been born in Southgate. Obviously, you've been there, you've had a look. What is the vibe like? Like, what is it like? These kids are obviously being coached by some of the best kids, best coaches, best coaches can get their hands on. Like, they're having people fly in to put their kit on and custom this and custom that. They're getting jerseys made for them. You know what I mean? They're getting to the Pro Bowl. Like, they're living the life.
Yeah, no, they are.
They are living the life.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It's mad exciting. So what's it like to be around that? What is it like structurally? Like, are you enjoying it? Obviously, first things first.
Yeah, 100%. I see a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah,
but at the end, it's good for them. Mm-hmm. If not that, then what else? Yeah. Obviously, like I said, you got pride, but there's a lot of. But,
yeah.
But it's you see it in the videos. They're happy, man. They're happy. They love it. They're excited. It's a chance that they won't get again. And
true.
Obviously, a lot of us, we all wish that it was there on our days when we were young. But obviously, it's now or never, I guess. Yeah. So even when I'm there and they're training, it's done. It's organized. There's no kid that doesn't want to be there. Yeah. Obviously, they're all there training to get better. Just like any team, they're competing, trying to get better than the person in front of them or the person who's after them. They're trying to be a leader, and that's it. But it is exciting. Yeah. I like being there.
So check this, Our NFL Academy on smoke.
What do you mean by that?
Are they already a scenario where they've got to play Filton?
Yeah.
Who's playing lights out?
It'll be a very competitive game.
That'll be a sick game, man.
It will, 100%. 100%.
We said it on the previous episode. I keep saying it, but that will probably, if that ends up becoming a game, maybe at New River, or somewhere midway, because obviously they're in Bristol.
Yeah.
Now, that it can be a ticketed event for spectators.
Yeah,
I
don't see
reckon
why not.
that would be probably
Friday night. Lights.
Oh my god, that would sell out. It would be one of the best games that we'd watched.
It will be. It will be.
Again, you just have to look at the setup. This is the NFL Academy. Like, it has their name attached to it, and obviously, just like you had a expectation of when you saw the O's.
Yeah.
Everybody else that's looking at the academy has an expectation of what they're going to be like. People know about
both
film.
academies.
Yeah, we know about film. We've seen them. We know some of their players play for Aztecs and things like that. But apart from what we're seeing now on socials, I think only recently, within like the last 6 months, we've been seeing things on socials from the NFL Academy about scrimmages.
Yeah.
Obviously, before that, it's been quite quiet in terms of they've been getting on with it, building whatever they need to build, getting things ready they need to get ready. Meanwhile, we know they've been getting the coaching, the training, the mentoring as well. I think that's the other thing we need to touch on. It's not just the football.
It's the mentoring as well.
It's more of like a lifestyle coaching sort of
exactly
aspect.
That. They don't have time to do anything else.
Yeah,
that is it. The academy is their life.
Yeah.
The guys they're surrounded by, they're in the academy. There's nobody else. That's it. It's their lifestyle now. Eating, training. That they don't give them room to do anything else. Which that's how it should be.
Exactly. Because if you were gonna do that and go to the States, it would be that times 5. Like, you know.
Exactly. You won't have time to do anything. Wow. Nothing at all.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. The day they play,
that game will be. It'll be.
It's a serious game. I'm hoping it happens. I don't really know.
I still think Filton will beat them.
You think?
In a shocking way. I just feel that's just my personal opinion. I stick by that. I don't think NFL Academy are ready to play Filton yet, in my opinion.
It's difficult.
That's just my personal.
Yeah, of course.
opinion.
Yeah.
I need to see the tape. Obviously,
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
I still think Filton are a different level.
Filton are good, obviously, because they got their. Now Filton are good. They're good. They got just the same. They both have great coaches. On both academies. Yeah. That's really all down it comes down to really.
So obviously you were saying you were at Blitz before COVID happened, and you would still be there now if not for COVID. So in terms of BAFA, like you may have been. It sounds like you've been slightly removed a bit because obviously you've been focusing on the kids and getting the footage and stuff. What's your take on the current situation of the league right now? Like what are your feelings towards it? Like, where do you think we're headed? Do you think things are looking all right at the moment? Obviously, you see what's been happening right now with the games. COVID is that. But as a whole, obviously, we've got Pete on board in terms of a CEO, and I think we've got some new board members, and they're looking to take the sport in another direction. But what is your how do you actually feel about the sport in this country? If we take out the kids for now, just because, I mean, obviously they're the ones that are playing and aspiring to go to other places. But how do you feel about the league as it stands? Bearing in mind you potentially be coming back at some point.
Honestly, I don't even look at the league too tough.
Really?
Man. I don't.
Okay.
Like, I play and that's it. Well, I used to play and that was really it. So, like I said, it's a development league, isn't it? Yeah. The league that they should be obviously looking to become better than is the GFL. Yeah. That's the first step. Yeah. After that, take it
big step.
Wherever they believe. But that's really it.
Yeah, I hear that. Really I hear it.
You can't. The NFL, I don't know.
No,
obviously you had the Euro Bowls.
Yeah.
At one point, and that was a different caliber back then. But it's trying to can we get back to that? I don't know. I don't know. It depends on what their aims, what their objectives, and how ambitious they are to make BAFA big again. Yeah. In England. Apart from that, I don't really like.
You don't get too involved in that.
Yeah, I don't really get too involved in that side.
Why is that? Is that because of is that purely a personal decision, or is that because you can see the state of it and it's not really where it needs to be? So you'd rather sit back and let it develop, or is it just a personal preference?
Probably both.
Okay,
mix of both. I'm just a videographer, man. That has nothing to do with me. Yeah. So it's more a bit of both in it, like.
Okay.
That's really, like I said before, it's a kids. It's a development league.
Stepping stone. Yeah.
Exactly. It'll get there gradually. It's been there. It's been there. It has, but it's obviously getting back there. So it's just developing. Yeah. And if they have the right people to do so, why not?
Okay.
Ain't no issue.
Videography.
Yes.
So if there's anybody out there who's thinking about getting into it, obviously they've seen you come up and you're doing some mad sick work, and we can attest that we see that on a daily basis. What are some things you would say to some aspiring kids? Because there are probably some kids that you even work with now who are thinking, you know what, I like. No,
some have actually.
Well, there you go. So what kind of advice would you give to the younger generation or anybody who's even looking to get into a similar type of work, field of work?
Probably just do it, man. Like that's really it. It's just like a muscle. You have to train it. You're not gonna be good the first time you touch a camera and you start recording. It takes a bit of training. I wasn't good the first time. I look at some of my work and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I actually posted this up. But that's really it. It's just it takes it's a process, isn't it? Just like anything else really in life. Even if they got questions, kids can come to me. I've had several kids come to me asking me about videography. I wouldn't feel no way. Obviously, I'm a videographer myself. You're going to end up becoming my competition. But I'll still give you advice and help you out if needed. But just do it, man. Like it's fun. That's really it. It's fun. There's no issue with it.
No doubt, because especially with the whole starting up, I remember like we ain't experts by any means necessarily, but I remember when we started, we were just doing certain things. Like we started this was in the front room, and we didn't even know what we were doing. Like we were just literally sitting in the front room, no sound, all the equipment. Happens. You
look at it back like, damn, what? Nobody wanted to say anything to me.
Literally, like we just started thinking, what is happening? Like sitting in the front room with a mixer, like not knowing what we're doing, even like filming and getting all these things, getting a crane and a gimbal. Having to watch videos on YouTube. How do I how do I balance this? How do I level this?
That's one thing.
How do you focus?
How do you focus?
That is one thing. Like if you've got any problems, YouTube. Oh God. Powerful. I learned a lot of stuff from YouTube. Of course. I didn't go film school. I didn't do nothing to. I didn't go uni. I studied nothing to do with cameras, filming, anything like that. Everything I learned is from YouTube, and obviously maybe I might hit somebody up. on Instagram, like bro, like. Can you help me out with this? How do you do this kind of thing? And even a lot of there are a lot of videographers on YouTube. They everywhere. You can hit them up. They won't feel no way to kind of dash out some advice or a hand or whatnot.
Okay, no, I love that. So like, where would people find you? Where can people find you? And have you got any plans for moving forward that you can share?
You can find me on Instagram at Play Action Coverage. That's really it. I'm not on Facebook. Actually, I am on Twitter as well.
Okay.
But
YouTube as well. YouTube.
That's on pause really. Okay. It's there, but it's really on pause until I start making sense of it again. Yeah. But you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. From here on out.
Oh, what's this?
Obviously, I'm trying to progress with the whole spotlight. I think that's really a me thing.
Okay,
that's a me project.
That's
a me project. Like I'm really, like I said, I'm just spotlighting kids, adults who I think people should be looking at. Apart from that, Uniball.
Okay,
that's me.
Okay,
that's me. You're gonna be seeing a lot of things then, because obviously Uniball's a different hype.
Yeah,
it's a different hype. The kid, obviously, because reaching out to BAFA teams, it's difficult, innit? But I get it, innit? It's difficult, but I get it. But unis, because majority of the time the committees are students, so it's like they have more of an understanding of what this could do for their university and their team. So that's why it's easier to kind of approach them. And like I said, obviously Nottingham, Birmingham, Hurricanes. There's a few teams that I'm looking to also contact and kind of getting them, but Uniball, that's gonna be a different game, man.
I feel like there's slightly less ego involved as well.
Exactly,
and they're more willing to
exactly.
Like
they just wanna see some hype, man. That's really it.
They
wanna be on camera. They wanna see hype. That's it. That's it. Literally, they got like the egos. It's not there, man.
Out the door.
It's out the door.
A little Exs and Os collabo.
Yeah, why not?
Explosion.
Somebody, why not? Is that 100% happening though?
Boy, from what I heard, Explosion's going ahead, boy.
Yeah,
November.
November?
Yeah.
Boy, I'm there, man.
Headline as well.
Heard it here first, boy. But that's been PA, man. We appreciate you coming on the show. sharing your words of wisdom. But you guys know
where to hit him having me, man.
Oh man, it's all good.
Appreciate you having me.
Love, innit?
I was excited.
Keep it locked though. Stay tuned for the next episode. That's X's and Os. Peace.
Bow, bow, bow.
How long have I been talking for?